Hi, we're Pastor Dave and Dee Dee Thompson from Gateway Ministries in Golden, Colorado. We are actually Casper and Cheryl's pastors.
Isn't that wonderful? Casper and Cheryl with IAM Love Builders. They not only attend our church, but you know what else they do? They conduct marriage workshops, they conduct retreats, and they provide marriage counseling for our whole church family. Very powerful and life changing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the I Am Love Builder Show. We are your hosts, Casper and Cheryl Stockham. We are so happy that you joined us today.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. And we'd like to give a great big shout out to our broadcast partners. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. I Am Love Builders is a show that's dedicated to all things dealing with relationships and communications. We firmly believe that marriages and relationships can prosper and thrive.
Yes.
And we want you to become MVPs. That's the most valuable partner of your marriage, in your marriage or relationship. Here at I Am Love Builders, we firmly and wholeheartedly believe that if you are not having fun, you are not doing it right.
No doubt about it. Hey, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, and we have two season of Winning with Love show up on Zandra TV network, and season one was really about for couples, but season two we expanded it out, so now we have singles on there as well. You can see all the episodes by downloading Zandra TV, Zondra TV from Roku, Apple, Amazon Fire, all those platforms. We also have a lot of media services we provide through Zondra TV. So we can do a lot, help you with your programming, whether it's TV advertising, video, business directory, TV and
Pay-per-view.
pay-per-view, all those media services. We also have a micro network. So if you have a current podcast, let's say, and it's sitting on YouTube, we can take that podcast and we can put it onto the network, and you can get a lot more exposure for that podcast because we have access to over 850 million homes. That doesn't mean 850 million people are going to see it because they actually have to download it and click on it, but it definitely has access to it. We also have Go Shop America that we are, I think it's launching next month.
All right.
So our book series, Mastering Adam and Eve, is going to be featured on Go Shop America. So if you have a book, if you have a product or service, and if it's not a large quantity and you want to move it, let's say you have 10 or 100 or whatever, we can move it through Go Shop America because it's like the QVC.
Yeah, it's like a mini version of QVC or HSN.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So reach out to us if you have any questions about that. That's our book series, Mastering Adam and Eve. You can get the book series combined from our website or from our Love Hub, but it's also available on Amazon individually. And our new project that is going to be coming to the
coming to the family of products, books.
Yeah. It's going to pre-sale the 1st of June, but then it's going to be live on the 4th of July. But we're going to have some pre-copies available for an event that's coming up in Philly at the end of the month. And our special MVP guest, we're going to get into that event. So we'll talk about that then. Okay. And then our Love Hub, we have this community, a God-centered community, to really tie all the stuff we're doing together. It's just a really safe place for people to go, whether you're single or married. You can go there, you can get access to our ebooks and our regular books at a discount, quizzes, love assessments, the TV show, the podcast, everything. In fact, the show right now, this show is being broadcast in the Love Hub right now as we speak. So that's really cool. And we have a new sponsor called Miracle Pay, and you'll probably see an ad for Miracle Pay on the network. This is kind of cool because they have kind of perfected the the ability to use crypto at the point of sale.
Okay.
So you go into a store and you have your card and you can just swipe it, just like you would your debit card.
Hmm.
And they're expanding all over Europe and they're coming here to America as well. So we're excited to be partnered with them for the sponsorship. All right. So we have a lot going on
Hmm.
with our special guest that will be joining us in the next segment. We're going to be talking about an event coming up in Philly in May. So that new project, the new book, let me see if I can get a copy of that up on the screen. The Marriage Constitution. This is a book that we are working on right now. We'll have it completed here in another month or so. But this is, I get more and more excited about this book, as we
Hmm.
go because it's really going to tie in a lot of areas for people and give them a roadmap
Right.
because we have our other books and they're great information, but it's not like, okay, do this, now do this, now do this.
Hmm.
And now if you stay on track, your marriage will be on track,
Hmm.
right?
Right. But you know what I like about it is that um, you go through and you just kind of pick one,
Hmm.
and you can meditate on that one and work on that one
Yeah,
until you get that one right.
absolutely.
Then you can go and pick out another one.
Yeah, yeah. And we're going to have some challenges for the couples that are reading the book. We're going to have some challenges for them and some commitments. We're going to have them sign a pledge. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're super excited about that project and being able to bring that to the market very, very soon and pre launch it or pre. We'll have copies. We'll have copies in Philly. It's going to be great. We're going to talk more about that with our special guests because they're going to be in Philly as well. It's really cool because as I'm out here marketing, I meet a lot of people,
Hmm.
and some of them I've never met in person, but over the years we've become like good friends. Like my one friend, I had never met him in over 10 years, and I finally we were finally in the same place after 10 years, but we talk all
All
the
the time.
time,
Hmm.
right? It's kind of crazy, but yeah. So we're going to be with these guys and a bunch of other folks that we haven't met in person, but we've spoken to, talked to all the time. This is a really great couple that we're excited about, and he is Mr. High Energy. And I told him, I said, dude, I get tired just watching you. Like, because they're on the East Coast and we're in Mountain Time. And I get to my computer, scrolling through, and it's Emilio doing Facebook Lives. He probably did like 10 Facebook Lives in 2 hours. I'm like, I'm going back to bed, man. They give me time. So we're going to bring those guys on. We're going to take a quick break here. You are watching I'm Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back in just a moment.
Your love deserves the best. You deserve MVP Premier. Transform your relationship with our exclusive 5-day immersive experience for only 8 couples a year. Luxury travel, stunning resorts, gourmet dining, and a lifetime of support await you. Reimagine your relationship. Apply now at mvppremier.com.
All right, we are back with the I Am Love Builder Show, Casper and Cheryl, and we're going to bring on our special MVP guest in studio. These guys they're just
They're awesome.
yeah, awesome couple, and Emilio and Danielle. And hey guys, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you so much.
You had me laughing, man, when you say high energy.
10 lives in like 2 hours.
Yeah. It's all the coffee.
Right?
Good to see you both.
Yeah,
God bless you. Thank you for having us.
something. It's something for sure.
Well, guys, we are so excited to have you on the show. We so enjoy having you on our Love Summit
Yes.
on Valentine's Day,
Mhm.
and you guys are just a blessing.
Mhm.
You shared a little bit of your story, and I'm hoping you're going to share more about that today. Give couples some hope. We also want to hear about your businesses, not only your love story and all your deep, dark secrets. We want to hear about all that. But we also want to hear about your business ventures because you two are a power couple
Yes.
because you work together and you encourage each other and support each other in whatever endeavor you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to get close enough to Daniela to be in her kitchen because I love to eat and it appears that she loves to cook. And I think we could be sisters.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, yes, Daniela, she absolutely. I think people talk to me because they want to get to her. I mean, they
I understand that.
So introduce yourselves to our audience, because this audience is actually probably a little bit different than the Summit audience. So some have probably seen you guys on the Summit, but some have not. So kind of take us, tell us about your love story. How'd you guys meet?
All right. Thank you, guys. So what a lot of people do not know, we went to high school together
Okay.
many moons ago,
many months.
and we graduated in 1989, and we just moved on with our lives and never dated or anything like that in high school. But I did have a crush on him all through high school that he never knew about. But and I always say
when I had hair.
yeah.
I was going to ask, did you have hair then?
Yes. So, I used to see him in the halls and, same, nothing different, same, always talking, always smiling, very enthusiastic, high energy.
Yeah.
And, I saw something in him even back then. I tell people, like, I knew there was something special about him,
Yeah.
and I also knew there was, something that he was overcompensating for, and we can get into that later. But so then fast forward 28 years, 9 years ago almost, we reconnected on Facebook.
Yeah.
Where else? Where else, right? So I saw him commenting on a mutual friend that we went to school with, her post, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, Emilio Roman. I have not seen that name in 28 years. Oh my God. So he commented, he was always into fitness, and I loved working out. I've always been into fitness. And he was holding these fitness classes at our local park that we both know around here. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm going to bring my girlfriend and we're going to sign up. Well, that never happened. I never went there, but we had a conversation online. It was 1:30 in the morning, and I'm getting this text. When you can see when somebody's online, that little green dot.
It used to be.
Yeah, it used to be. I don't know if you can still do that. And he's like, why aren't you sleeping? And I'm like, after 28 years, you're going to text me and say that. And I'm like, well, why aren't you sleeping? Like, why are you texting me? But I would have never answered. I tell people, all the time, to be honest, I would have never responded if it was anyone else.
Right.
I was actually going through a divorce at that time, and, a whole different thing going on right there. But something, I don't know what it was, something, even through the phone, didn't talk to him, nothing. It was just something attractive. I'm like, all right. So we responded, and we texted from that 1:30 in the morning till 6 o'clock in the morning. And it was like no time.
She had to go to work.
Yeah, I just stayed out and I went right to work. And we met up a couple days later, and as I say,
Oh my goodness. So how long did you guys date before?
A year.
A year?
Okay.
And so did Emilio pop the question? How did he do it? Was he romantic?
Not really. It was more like a conversation.
It was
like
a conversation.
What happened was, and we got married the year to the day that we reconnected online.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we got married in Hawaii. So he had lived in the past, and he had been there when this young man was born years ago, and kind of him for a few years while he was there, and he was going to be graduating high school back in 2018, and I said, oh, you should be there for that. So then his romantic way was like, oh, we might as well get married while we're there. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That was the romance. That was it. It was just down and like, listen, I love you, you love me. We waited way too long. Let's just do it. And it was a blessing. When you get to a certain age, right? For those people, the audience watching, if you've done this once or twice, you've been around the block, if you will. You get to understand time is not on your side.
And as my son put, he's like, you guys are too old. You don't have time to date. I'm like, thanks a lot.
Yeah, her son said that. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you don't have to do all that. I'm like, oh, okay.
So Emilio, did you know did you know Danielle from high school? Did you remember her? Did you have a
Yes,
crush
good
on her
question.
too?
Good question, because she was acting like you don't even remember me. I said, "Oh, let me tell you about you." I told her we were in the same class, English class, with Miss Sullivan. Okay, and she would always. She had the bullfrog hairdo. She would be chewing gum.
This was Catholic school.
Catholic school, mind
That's
you.
what you go.
Mind you, the teacher was standing there asking for the gum because she knew. And the minute she grabbed the gum, she would put another one in her. I mean, like that was her. So I remembered her.
And the laugh.
And the laugh. When she laughs, by the way, hopefully if we go, do you guys have any cats or dogs? Anything?
No, we're good.
No, okay, good. Because cats and dogs, when she starts laughing, I mean, it's like a hyena. And this is true story. I think you were at one home and the cat jumped out the window.
No, not jumped out the window, but he jumped.
But
I didn't scare him.
Yeah. So we've known each other. I knew of her from high school, and so it was a funny thing because when we were on the phone that night, what did you ask me or what did you tell me about the crush?
Yeah, I admitted. I was like, I had a crush on you all through high school. And he was like, why didn't you tell me? We could have had 5 grandbabies by now. Oh my goodness.
That was my response.
Yeah. Now, Emilio, have you ever been married before?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So that's why I said we've been around the block. We've done this already.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So how many children do you guys have or blended and stuff? How many children you guys have?
I have one son.
Yep. And then I have a son and a daughter. So they're all grown up now. They're all in their 30s.
Yeah.
In fact,
we have 2 grandsons
2 grandbabies.
with my son.
2 grandbabies. Awesome.
All right. Very good.
Yeah.
So then Emilio, in passing, asked you to marry him. So you guys get married and you go to Hawaii. And then you come back to the States. And what happens next? Do we have to take a break?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to take a break.
Think about that question.
Yeah. All right.
We're gonna take a break and then we'll be back. All right. You are watching I Am Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl and our special guest, MVP guest in studio. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Let's rewind thousands of years to a time before money existed. How did people pay? A sack of wheat, some heavy metal, or maybe a live chicken? Trying to fit a chicken in your wallet? Not ideal. Luckily, financial revolutions followed one another, bringing us to the present day. And today, a new revolution begins. Miracle Pay. So, what is Miracle Pay? It's your innovative, secure, and transparent way to accept payments in any cryptocurrency. Why blockchain? Because it's decentralized. No more bank bureaucracy, no more endless paperwork. And security? It's not controlled by a few guys in a suit. It's secured by hundreds of millions of people across thousands of nodes worldwide. With Miracle Pay, you can get paid anywhere. Whether you're selling ice cream on a glacier in Alaska or selling hot tea in the middle of the Sinai Desert. We might question your business model, but never your payment system. 24/7 security, 99.9% uptime, and support for over 100 wallets. Miracle Pay is your trusted blockchain partner. Join Miracle Pay today. Integrate the future of payments into your business right now.
All right, we're back with I Am Love Builder Show, Casper and Cheryl, and we have our special MVP special guest in studio, Emilio and Daniela Roman.
I love it. Hey, that's a powerful commercial there, man. I felt like I was in a theater. That was awesome. Yes.
Yeah, they do things right on with Miracle Pay. So anyway, Cheryl was asking you, what was the question you were asking?
I was asking what happened next. We went to Hawaii. We got married. Then we came back home. And this is when the work really begins, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. Because now I didn't have to be nice to her anymore. I didn't got to say nice things. I didn't got, I was like, where's my food?
Yeah.
No, listen, but I kid, but you're right. You're definitely spot on, Cheryl. Like the work, because now, we're cohabitating, right? Now, now we're living together. Now the toothpaste and all that other stuff, me leaving the seat up, like that's when we start to really get to understand each other.
Yeah.
And one of the beautiful things about Daniela is that she checked off a lot of the boxes for me in terms of conversations, because I'm an entrepreneur. And so she had her own restaurant for 20 years in Philadelphia, very successful. So we were able to talk not just on, the family value, but also the business side. And so that was really, really awesome. And she had worked for the courts for some time. So she has really, she brings a wonderful skill set that I don't have. Right. So when you get someone that complements that, like my system for, getting clients, I would have their papers and they give me a receipt. I put it in a manila envelope and that was it. And my accountant would ask me for my stuff and I just give them a manila envelope. She was like, what are you doing? Right. So Daniela brought a lot of that business side.
Yeah.
The biggest thing, I got to say this, girl, man, he can cook. Now, I mean, I've never seen this. Like she's the way she just, even if she makes a sandwich, it looks like something gourmet. Like, so I started all of a sudden, my friends, when we would post things on Facebook, they were like, what is that? They were like, can we come over? So, I mean, it was incredible. And of course, it has its ups and downs, but that was the initial thing coming together. And we just really, that's when we really got to know more of each other.
Right.
So you're both entrepreneurs, and the good news and the bad news is, if you're both entrepreneurs, then you got her business and his business. So how do you kind of keep those wheels turning at,
because she has her way of doing things. You have your way of doing things. And since you both have been married before, you got your own little set in your way type of things, each of you. And so now you're trying to build something new.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you for the question. And to expand on that, I leaned on my vices. So here's where it kicks in, where I have my ways, she has her ways. And for me, my coping mechanism, right? I've always been a prayerful person. I've always been somehow involved in the church and community efforts with my veterans. But I leaned on that alcohol. So for me, that was something that when things didn't go quite right, I had my old friend, alcohol. And, like that was it. And it was a way for me to kind of handle life, coping. And it was the worst thing. That started to reveal the saying is, a drunk man don't lie, right? That's what the saying. So she started to know that that I had a problem, and it was before we got married. That was something I guess I did a good job at hiding it. It was just so common in my life, and that I didn't. She goes, "Well, I didn't hide it. I didn't drink every day." So my situation, and I'll let Daniela chime in. I wasn't a Monday through Friday kind of guy drinking. I couldn't do it. My body wouldn't let me. Yeah. Right? I wasn't that guy. I was what they called a binge drinker. So when I started on Friday, Sunday, I was still drinking. That was the whole psychological psych out for me. Yeah. That created, needless to say, problems in our marriage.
Yeah. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, when did you notice it? He says you didn't notice when you were dating, but I know you knew.
Were you there? Yeah, I knew. Here's the thing. I've dealt with this in other situations in my life with other people close to me. So I did start at the beginning. I'm going to be honest. I was out, and I would have a couple glass of wine, but I have a limit. I'm not a drinker, never was, but I was like, okay, we're here, we're wherever we were. But then I saw it was like he didn't have a limit, and when I started seeing that, once, twice, more, and then and then the behavior that comes with that, is not always good, and so I'm like, okay, this is what I'm dealing with, and I just kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say I accepted it. I just kept thinking, okay, by me having a conversation, we always think we can fix people, first of all, right? Especially as we think we can fix it. And I thought just by telling him, like, when he was sobered up, like how bad it is, and how it affects your every part of your life, business and personal and health and everything, that he would get it, and he would listen at the conversation, but then it just kept, he didn't stop. And then there were times, many times, I can't even count how many times he did stop in the 9 years we've been together. Prior to this almost 2 years that he is now, it would be 3 months, and I'm like, whoo, like, you know what I mean? It was like a relief for me, because it was a lot of stress. Right. And then if one little thing, would trigger it, and he's off to the races again, I'm like, okay, we're back to this. And then it would be 6 months, and then so it was off and on. But there were times, believe me, where I was like, I don't want to deal with this, and no matter what I do, I'm trying to help him, but he just wasn't getting it. And I knew, though, like I said, to get back to the overcompensating behavior when he was, when I knew him in high school, there was traumas, there was unhealed traumas. And as we all know, if you have unhealed traumas, they lead to certain things. And for him, it was addiction. That's how he coped with it. And I don't even say cope with it, because you're not, you're not handling it. You're not, that's just, you're numbing it, and I knew he was in a lot of pain from from past experiences, because he shared that with me early on, what happened. And I think I even said to him one time, like, you have to heal from this. He's like, oh, I've dealt with that. I'm over that. Like, no, you're not. Big bad Marine,
We have to take another break, but one of our listeners or viewers said, first of all, thank you for the transparency. And then she said a statement. I think I've heard you say this, Emilio. God can't heal what we hide. Didn't you say that during the summit?
I said something similar. I said we can't heal in secret.
Yeah. There you go. All right, we're gonna take another quick break here, and when we come back, we're gonna make a transition a little bit, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about in the next 20 minutes. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in just a moment.
IAM Love Builders. So think of this as a relationship coaching ecosystem that actually borrows the MVP, or most valuable partner concept, straight from sports, all to help couples build really strong God-centered marriages. First, the entry point is incredibly accessible. They've got this platform called the Love Hub, and honestly, it's packed with free resources. Whether you're a couple just starting out or you're single and prepping for a relationship, you get free access to a community, relationship quizzes, love assessments, and even weekly live interactive shows to get things rolling. Second, for deeper engagement, the program uses a really smart tiered subscription model. You can upgrade to MVP Lite for about $20 a year to get book access and reviews, but if you want to step it up, the MVP Champion tier is roughly $10 a month. That tier is huge because it unlocks personalized relationship plans, their 7 Keys video series, and literally 24/7 coaching support right via text and email. Finally, there's an exclusive high-end tier for rapid results. Designed mainly for high-income earners, MVP Premier is a 5-day in-person immersion. We're talking chartered travel, gourmet meals, and one-on-one training at a luxury resort. And the data backs it up, with 97% of participants reporting noticeably improved communication. To sum it all up, this is a totally comprehensive, tiered relationship support system that scales all the way from free digital tools right up to luxury all-inclusive coaching retreats. So the only question left is, are you ready to be an MVP?
Well, I can tell you I'm ready to be an MVP. I don't know about you.
I love it.
So,
Awesome.
Okay, so I know the end of the story is you found God, you found Christ, right? And that kind of helped get you back and get on the right track. How did that come about?
Yeah, amen. No, thank you for that. Yeah, so to tie that segment in about again the recovery journey, right? As Danielle mentioned, I was off and on. I would be in that journey, and part of it has to deal with me. I'm a retired medically retired U.S. Marine. So situations that happened to me in the military, and coupled with childhood trauma, sexual abuse from family members, that's where it all collided, and that's when I leaned on. Just happens to be substance abuse, happened to be alcohol. It could have been anything else.
Yeah.
And so Daniela and I talking, we got to talk more and got to share, just being honest, right? Relationships. That's it. When you start hiding things, that's when you know you have a problem. And so
Right.
you're only fooling yourself. And so fast forward, we knew at this stage in our lives that we didn't want to give up on anything. And I know that I've left a trail of like a tornado, like in my relationship. Listen, when I drank alcohol, I didn't always get in trouble, right? But when I was in trouble, alcohol was always a factor. So for me, I've learned that one was too many and 1,000 was never enough. So if I wanted this to work, because that other stuff didn't work, so I said, I'm in. I threw the towel in and I did whatever we had to do. Jim Hetherington, which we may speak about him shortly, we hired him as a coach. Then I started to do stuff with the VA with my counseling. So I just really committed to that. And the common denominator was Emilio Roman had to really break up with his old friend alcohol.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everything else will fall apart. And the faith in the Lord.
Yeah, I have a very similar story, not with alcohol, but with sexual abuse, not abuse, but addiction, right? So, and I had to really work to remove that from my life, just like you're talking about, and I call that life BC. So that was before Cheryl, BC.
Oh, I like that.
I like that. That's right. That's right. I get it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So Danielle, tell me now. I know as a wife, you said there were some times you're like, okay, we'll be all right, but there were other times you probably felt like I don't want to do this. So how did you get through? I mean, did you already have a relationship with Christ, or did you develop it at the same time Emilio did? How did you make it through that?
Well, you have to understand something too. I come from a family of, two parents that were together 54 years before my dad passed a few years ago.
Okay.
So, I know what it is to be in a committed relationship. My prior relationship, my marriage was 22 years. So, I'm a committed type of person, just out the gate. I don't believe on giving up on people. I do whatever, until I just can't, but, I knew the feelings I have for him. He was just, I knew he was this hurt little boy still, and like the saying goes, right? Heal the boy and the man will appear.
Right.
And that's what he needed. I felt like if I left, it wasn't that, some people, believe me, on the outside was like, why are you tolerating that? And, why are you staying, and believe me, I'm not weak by no means. I'm not a pushover either. I mean, we've had our battles, I didn't just like, like Tammy Wynette, the song says, stand by your man, and took it, everything, he knows I have a mouth. There was, but I knew, it wasn't intentional. I knew the behavior was the alcohol. It wasn't him. I knew his heart. I knew like what you see now in Emilio that everyone sees now. Like I saw that in high school.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Like I knew that. It's just that he had to, get through some things. He came from a home, he had his mom and she had challenges. He didn't have his dad. So I grew up in a very stable, two parents, my dad and my mom both there. And, I had a very good childhood and upbringing. And thankfully I didn't go through, the things that he unfortunately did and was exposed to. So I'm very, I always look at people, I have to understand and know, we're all a product of our environment. So I had to I was more understanding with that, and I knew how I felt about him. Like I said, I loved him. I don't just give up on people. So I knew one day like he would get to this. And I'm so grateful, that it's almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
He always had a relationship with God. He always did. He grew up in the church, He was a culture boy. He was like, if anyone I met in his past in this area in Camden, New Jersey, like, I remember Emilio in the church. I remember Emilio in the church, always.
Yeah.
But just because you believe in God, doesn't mean that he's in you, that you're living by God, So he was kind of, like the seesaw, right? Like kind of teetering on both sides. So he had to get 100% immersed. He had to surrender 100%.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it took. So I had my I have a very close cousin I'm close with. I will confide in her. I don't believe in like sharing your business, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But there were certain things and certain factors and behavior that people just saw. This was not a secret at one point. You know what I mean? Because it was just known that, okay, Emilio has a little bit of a problem. So it wasn't a secret. So there was just very few people that, I tried to get help from, try to hear their side, how to handle it. So that's pretty much like how I just got through it. Just, kind of sharing a little bit and hearing other people's perspective.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of praise from our viewers, and Jose is watching as well. He said, "What a wonderful group of winners here." So that's awesome.
Jose Escobar, good to see you.
Yeah, Jose. Yeah.
Hey, Jose.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna take another break. I know breaks come up fast, but we're gonna take another break. Come back. We are definitely going to make a transition into the book that I have a copy of right here. Born to Risk. We're going to talk about that and our upcoming gathering in Philly. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Winning with Love, episode 5, season 6, number 2.
Yeah.
All right, we're back with I Am Love Builders Show. Okay, you two, get a room.
Oh my God.
Special MVP guest, Emilio and Daniela. And okay, we're gonna make a transition here. I'm gonna pull up your website, and we're gonna talk about this Born to Risk. How did that idea even come about?
And what does it mean?
Yeah.
Sure. Born to Risk. Wow. Well, Danielle and I, we've published many books before, and how we got into the space of helping others publish their books. I had the Reader's Digest version. I got left back in first grade because I didn't know how to read, and I had a speech impediment problem when I was a kid, just dealing with nervousness and all that, and so I was challenged with education. Every time I turned around, we were moving from Jersey to New York. So I was a loud kid, right? Danielle mentioned about compensating. There we go. So I wanted to tell a story because I felt I had a story, like all of us, right? You have a story. Everyone, I believe, has a story in them. And I love that you guys have a beautiful book series.
Mm-hmm.
But with my story, I had written it out and had it in the computer for 5 years. Can you imagine? It was done, cover everything, but I didn't feel adequate, right? That talk when you got left back in first grade, who's going to read your stuff? Like, why should that sort of imposter syndrome as we know it today?
Mm-hmm.
So I went ahead and finally, after a long time, just got my, I had a moment with God. And I saw people like you two putting stuff on social media. I have a book, I'm a bestseller. and I'm not a resentful kind of guy, but I started to find myself being a little bit like, why them, not me, right? Like my stuff is done, right? I was being like my grandbaby. I was like, right? All of a sudden, I said, God, I don't know how, but I'm gonna, I was basically daring God to say, this you there. I need you to help me get this book. Be careful for what your heart desires. Be careful for what you pray for. Mm-hmm. So in 24 hours, the divine download came because I already had the book and everything done on a file. The one word was staple. Staple. So I go in, I call Staple up, and I said, I've got this file. Can you guys go ahead and print me a book or something?
Yeah.
And they go, Mr. Roman, send us the file over and you'll have it in 60 minutes.
Wow.
I was like, so he said 60 minutes. I was there in 5 minutes pacing. Like I already had it. Like, they were like, Mr. Roman, we said 60 minutes. I said, I've been waiting 5 years for this. So anyway, I go ahead, I get this little binder, like in a corporate, you get the little binder spiral. Yeah. And I think I ordered 12 of them or something. I mailed one of them off to a city council member here in my beloved city of Camden, New Jersey, Angel Fuentes, who's doing big things. And all of a sudden, he sends me, I just send it off to him. And the book was called 101 Ways to Thank a Veteran, right? It was little acts of kindness that people did for me. And I have just documented these things. Yeah. Send it off to him. 90 days later, I get a letter from this Camden City President Council that I'm being honored for my book. I'm going, what? And I'm being presented, an award. So that prompted me, Cheryl and Casper, to like, wow, how many other people like me have a story but just don't feel adequate, don't feel like their story is worthy. Right. And that's when I started to help others create a story.
All right. Very good.
And that's how it. And now you have several editions now. It's not just this one book, right? I mean, there's several.
Yes, and so Daniela, we helped her. She had she has her book. Daddy's Little Girl. Big Bear Wisdom. A tribute from Daddy's Little Girl. So we just got into the space of helping people share their story in a co-authorship. Yeah, that's really the thing. And I fell in love with co-authorships, and Born to Risk was it was just the one book that people gravitated to. We asked one question, Casper. We said, what's the greatest risk that changed it all for you? Right? We just wanted to ask one question, not 100 questions. Like, don't tell me about everything. I don't want to hear your whole life story. Tell me that one risk. And it was surprising.
Yeah. So in this book, there are several stories of veterans who answer that question, basically, right? Each chapter is them answering that question.
Yes. And you mentioned Jose Escobar. So we're on the third edition. We call it the signature edition. So the third edition is coming out in August. I got in Virginia Beach. So we have each series has either 30 or 40 or so authors. Jose had chapter 1 in the first edition. So Jose Escobar, who showed up earlier, the veterans that you're referring to is a special edition called the inaugural edition for veterans, where we asked them the same question.
That'll be launching.
That's launching in August.
So it's launching in August, and then do you have some other editions planned as well?
Yeah, so we're doing what? We're launching 2.
Yeah, so in August it'll be the signature edition, which is the third, and then like he said, the inaugural Veterans Edition, and then following that, I mean, we're continuing this series because we have such a great, reaction to this. People are just loving it. Like we've done, like he said, other anthologies. We had Spiritual Fitness Survivor. Yeah. I've done Behind Closed Doors for women, but there's something special with this Born to Risk.
Yeah, we publish over 600 authors, and by the way, shameless plug, since you're bringing it up. We have 20 chapters to fill, so we still have some availability for people who want to share their story. So we're open to that.
Yeah, and I know we were talking about that and stuff. We're looking at doing that as well because I'm a veteran and we can put our story in there.
Amen.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so we're going to take this is the last break, but when we come back, we're going to dive into our Philly experience that we're going to be sharing here in May, the end of May, the 29th and 30th of May.
Oh, wow.
So we're talking about that when we come back. And let's see what I want to play now. We'll play this one.
Okay.
Which is my camera?
Right there, all the way down.
Oh, okay, I can talk to him. After all, he's my camera. Talk to him. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Winning with Love with Casper and Cheryl Stockham. We are here with our wonderful guests.
God has been very graceful. Going back to what you stated, it's that work back.
Yeah. So we weren't arguing with one another, but maybe we needed to be. Right. Maybe we needed to be getting uncomfortable.
I'd only been saved 11 months. He's been saved since he was 19.
But at the end of the day, I believe in marriage, and I think that it's really important.
You have been watching Winning with Love with Casper and Cheryl Stockham. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we are back with I Am Love Builder Show, Casper and Cheryl. We have a special MVP guest in studio with us, Emilio and Daniela Roman.
I love it.
And we are all going to be together here in a couple of months in Philly for this event. So kind of unpack this event for us. Now, tell us about the beginnings when you first saw it, and then bring us to today.
Sure. No, thank you. And listen, we're blessed. And for the viewers, if you watched and you're here this long, you're talking about authors, right? I want you, because I know you got a smart crowd. I know Cheryl and Casper, you guys have a sophisticated crowd. So I want you all to just either close your eyes. If you're driving, please don't do this. The word authority, What's the first word? What's the first part of authority? It's author, right? So when in today's climate, whether you are a real estate agent, whether you're a barber, whether you are a dog groomer, right? There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of hype, a lot of noise out there. But what makes you different? The minute that you can say you are a published author, do you have your books with you? Both of you have any of your books in front of you?
Yeah.
Within reach?
Yep. If I got yours within reach, I got mine within reach too.
I love it. I love it. So this is what I tell people. I said, listen, when I hold my book, and when Cheryl, Casper, you have your books, I tell people straight when we're having a conversation, I say, this book will save you 3 to 5 years of pain and suffering.
Yeah.
And for some of you, it may even save your life.
Yeah.
So because my story is my story, and I lived through something. I came out on the other side of it. Both of you have gone through something. I know you have your Adam book and your Eve, and that beautiful story will save a marriage and will impact, right? It will continue to impact. I call it my 3 I's: influence, which is authority, impact, and then income. So with your story, learning to put your story together. And that's what this legacy project that Jim Hetherington out of Canada has put together. He's made it so simple. And I did this already in 2020, Mississauga, Canada. I am one of the most authors signing a book simultaneously. So I had the privilege to be a part of this. And the current record is 126. Jim Hetherington reached out to me and said, Emilio, I couldn't be at that event. He's from Canada. We had the event in Canada. And for some reason, he couldn't make that event in 2020. I was there. I saw the vision. I saw it. I was already a published author, Cheryl and Casper. And I said, my God, if I was able to now leverage the moniker. By the way, do you mind putting up the book again and under my name? What does it say?
Under your name, it says Guinness World Record holder.
You see that? There you go. Thank you for that. So imagine having your book, your moniker, your social media handle now changing, because while everyone a lot of authors. We agree. There's a lot of authors everywhere. A lot of people are speakers. But when you can say Guinness World Record, it does one thing. And that one thing is to make people go wow in their heads. That's it. That's it. Whenever I tell people I'm in a Guinness World Record, I can see them leaning in. Now, Guinness World Record, not for eating a 1,000 eggs, because the Guinness World Record has a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Can we agree? It has a lot of crazy stuff. But when you, in today's climate, can say you're a Guinness World Record for being one of the most authors signing a book simultaneously, if you are currently an author or an aspiring author, this will build your brand.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And you reached out to me and told me about it. And it didn't take long for me to say, Cheryl, I think we need to do this thing in Philly.
I can't wait to see both of you in person.
Yeah.
It really is a game changer.
Okay, so tell us what you know about the Philly event. I think as we're talking about this, I think there's another Zoom call, if you will, with me, you, and Jim, kind of talking about it and stuff. Because I know that you guys did that the other day with Jim, so I want to do another one, where we expand upon it. But tell us what you know about the event.
Sure, absolutely. And again, thank you for allowing me to come on and share this. Right now, you're watching this. Again, you're watching this, whether live or on the replay. I'm going to encourage you to connect with Shirley and Casper because they have a special affiliate, as I understand it, with Jim Heatherton. So I'm going to encourage you to connect with them if this sounded interesting to you and this makes sense. And by the way, my mentor said to me always, Emilio, if it makes sense, it makes dollars. And so if you are in that space where like, oh my God, I can have this moniker, this will change it for you because truth, this may never happen again. This is a Guinness record event. I didn't think they were going to break this record until Jim Heatherton came around. So it may never happen again.
Yeah. It's a once in a lifetime kind of deal. Yeah, for sure. And on top of that, it's connected with, or not connected with, but it's in conjunction with the 250-year anniversary of America. And we're doing it in Philly, which is, known for its roots in the historic values of the signing the Constitution, all that stuff. So that's why we put together, or are putting together, and it will be available. We put together our book, or putting together our book as soon as I can find it, because we want to really capitalize on all that going on.
Yes.
So the marriage constitution is going to be 250 commitments that couples need to make to have a strong, healthy marriage. So we're just doing all that in conjunction with this event. It's going to be awesome.
The birthplace of independence. And so Philadelphia is going down May 29th and 30th. And again, a very, very select group of people. If you're watching this, look what's happening, right? Cheryl and Casper, they're going to be in Philadelphia. There's a lot of things going on. You get to network, build your brand, and get to meet people on an international level. So I'm honored and excited that, my Facebook friends are real, right? We're going to get to see you guys. And so we're going to have some treats for you.
Okay.
We'll have some
and Jose is going to be there. Jim Harrington obviously going to be there. And there's some other CLA members, which is Connected Leaders Academy members, are going to be there as well. So it's going to be like a little family reunion.
Big. And listen, it's big. And I'm telling you, this is if there's a lot of events that we're a part of, right? We have our own events. I saw you guys have a lot of events as well that you're a part of. Listen, guys, a word to the wise is fishing. Reach out to Cheryl, reach out to Casper. If you are going to attend any event or thinking about it and you're in this area. In fact, people are flying in from everywhere. Let's be honest. Get to the event. If you really want something that's really going to level up your brand, this has earned me multiple six figures. And I can say that honestly. Why? Because whenever I do something, I have it in the background. People introduce me. And if I had the time, I'll just share one little quick nugget. When I knew that this was a game changer for me, I ended up in a networking event, which I was a part of. And the host said, can you guys, when you introduce yourself, say something interesting that most people don't know about you? And of course, I was already ready. I was like, hello, my name is Emilio Roman. And outside of being the CEO of the Co-Author Network, I'm in the Guinness World Record for being one of the most authors signing a book. Can you imagine what happened? I had a lot more conversations than most people in the room that had doctor or reverend in front of them. That was a fact. Because people, I made them do what? I made them go wild in their head.
Yeah. And that's why we're TV producers, so we always put that in our title. And now we'll be Guinness Book World Record holder, TV producer.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Hey guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. We'll definitely have to have you back. And like I said, I want to do like a quick little call with me, you, and Jim, and we just kind of go over all the stuff happening in Philly. I think that'll be a good call.
Look forward to meeting you guys in person.
Yes.
So thank you. I just want to say, my wife, all of this stuff would not be possible. She really is the backbone of everything that we do, and I'm grateful she didn't give up on me.
We are too.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Yes.
God bless.
Hey folks, you've been watching I Am Love Builders show with Casper and Cheryl, and we know from all the training that we've done and coaching we've done for couples, they'll come to us. The husband wants us to fix the wife, and the wife wants us to fix the husband. But we know that we want to just fix them, fix that individual. And that's why we came up with the MVP program, Most Valuable Partner program. Because when you become the most valuable partner and your spouse is working on it too, together, you guys are awesome. And then you become a power couple like these guys. So we go to our Love Hub, and you can get there by going to IamLoveBuilders.net and just click on the free sign up for our Love Hub. That's IamLoveBuilders.net. And at the end of the day, not having fun, you're not doing it right.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it. We'll see you guys on the next show.